In equestrian news, it's decisive for the future of the sport. Top to withdraw its horses from dressage competitions amid welfare reforms. One of Denmark's most influential dressage, Blue Hors, has announced it is withdrawing its horses from competition while the country works to establish a new framework for horse welfare in sport. Danish dressage is in time of change when horse welfare, training methods, and animal ethics are up for debate, a spokesman from the said. These developments are taking place against a deeply serious background and are decisive for the future of the sport. The debate has started a long-awaited effort to make clearer guidelines for the ethical, correct use of horses in sport. The initiative is part of the Danish Equestrian Federation's DRF new strategy, Together for Horse Welfare, which also focuses on better education and changes to competition judging. We support the work of the association so that together we can create a better and clearer framework for the future, for the sake of horses, riders, and the sport. As long as there is so much ambiguity as to what the correct ethical use of horses is, we have temporarily chosen to pause Blue Hors participation in dressage events, initially for 3 months, after which we will assess whether a greater common understanding of horse ethics and sporting guidelines has been achieved, or whether we should extend the break from the event further. The reference to competition judging is notable. At last week's CDI in Herning, there was more than a 7% difference in scores for that person winning CDI 3 performance on Blue Hors Snickers. Danish judge, who has said he believes the sport needs to change, awarded the lowest score of 65.11%, while Britain's Richard Baldwin gave the highest at 72.61%. While variations in scoring between judges are not uncommon, this follows a recent Level 4 judges meeting in Bern, Switzerland, where, according to FEI documents, open and collaborative discussions were held on solutions to ensure the well-being of dressage horses is prioritized. Topics included mouth and contact issues and reforms to the judges' educational program. Blue Hors' temporary withdrawal from sport highlights these broader concerns and uncertainties about competition standards and the role of judging in horse welfare. Blue Hors is owned by Danish billionaire, President and CEO of the Lego Group from 1979 to 2004. Blue Hors has helped launch the careers of some of Denmark's most successful dressage riders, including Andreas Helgstrand and Daniel Bachman Anderson, as well as Nana. Though the downsized in 2023, their horses have remained prominent on the international competition circuit. Blue Hors has also been at the forefront of progressive change in equestrian sport. In 2018, it became one of the first Europeans to publicly disclose its testing results for warm blood fragile foal syndrome, WFFS. This latest step comes at a critical time for equestrian sport in Denmark. In December, the Danish Council on Animal Ethics published a series of recommendations regarding new legislative initiatives for the involvement of horses in sport in Denmark, which included a proposed ban on double bridles and riding behind the vertical. The council has no legislative power itself, but the Danish Minister of Food, Agriculture and Fisheries, Jacob Jensen, with whom the decision ultimately rests, told Horse and Hound that the well-being of animals is extremely important to me, and that includes horses. Therefore, I have had multiple meetings with stakeholders from Danish equestrian sports, as I do in general on most subjects. Here I have underlined the importance of the industry taking responsibility for ensuring proper care of horses in equestrian sports. At the same time, I have emphasized that I am willing, if deemed necessary, to issue legislation regarding this subject. Animals must be treated properly. It is that simple. A spokesman added, the ministry, aided by the Danish Veterinary and Food Agency, is currently in a process of reviewing all of the recommendations from the Danish Animal Ethics Council and uncovering the possibilities within this subject. The DRF has now initiated work on updating the guidelines for the professional and ethically correct use of horses in sport. The update of the professional basis for the correct use of horses in sport will be based on recommendations from researchers as well as veterinary and riding experts, a spokesperson said. The DRF will draw on knowledge and experience from a broad composition of experts and professionals, ensuring both research expertise within the current areas as well as veterinary and riding technical understanding. In the first phase, we will focus on, among other things, head-neck position as well as behavioral and conflict markers. The external experts will work independently and without interference from the Equestrian Federation. Well, that was a lot to take in and a lot of information. It's very interesting that Blue Hors has decided to withdraw its horses from competition. I'm wondering if others will follow suit or other riders will follow suit. That will be very interesting, I think, to see. I also think it will be interesting to see whether the FEI starts changing some of its horse welfare rules, or if they add new welfare rules on there, or whether they start making sure that horses and riders are already in compliance with rules that are already on the books, because sometimes it feels like they're not very good at doing that, in my opinion. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think that other riders and others will follow suit and back out of more competitions because Blue Hors has decided to lead the way on that one? Do you think the FEI might start taking horse welfare more seriously because of this move by Blue Hors? So yeah, I would love your thoughts and opinions on that, and any other thoughts and opinions you might have about this piece, because there was a lot in there to take in. Just let me know in the comments below.